All right, we'll get started. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Evans, and on behalf of my co-organizer, Mark Glickman, who you'll hear in a minute, welcome to the 2025 New England Symposium on Statistics and Sports, or NESSIS. Years ago, when we started NESSIS, we set up goals for this symposium, and they haven't changed over the years. First of all, we view this as a scientific symposium and with a goal to advance science, showcase the innovative work that many of you are doing, and bring together the researchers, students, and practitioners in industry to share ideas and make connections. So I'll begin with a quick trivia question. What do these people have in common with NESSIS this year? Any answers? The number 10, yes, that's right. This is actually NESSIS 10. We started NESSIS in 2007, and Mark and I thought it would be interesting to sort of look back at where we were then in the world and in the world of statistics and sports and what was happening, and sort of contrast it with where we are today. So if you think about that, in 2007, Steve Jobs announces the release of the very first iPhone. I think we're now heading into 17. Nancy Pelosi becomes the first female Speaker of the US House of Representatives. It was the end of Operation Banner in Northern Ireland. The Great Recession begins. And The Departed, which was filmed here in the Boston area, wins the 2006 Best Picture at the 2007 Oscars. No Country for Old Men was the Best Picture in 2007. The Sopranos ended with a cut to black. 2007 year in sports, not all of it great news. NBA referee Tim Donaghy pleads guilty to charges that he placed bets on games that he refereed. Barry Bonds, still not in the Hall of Fame, becomes baseball's all-time home run leader. Spygate, here locally. The Tour de France leader was removed from the race for lying to anti-doping officials. 3 former champs were ousted as dopers. Local sports, the Red Sox win the 2007 World Series in a 4-game sweep of the Rockies. The New England Patriots go 16-0, win the divisional playoff and AFC championship, but to lose to the Giants in Super Bowl 42. The Boston Celtics complete the 7-for-1 Garnett deal, catalyzing the greatest single-season turnaround from 24 to 66 wins. LeBron James would not win a title for another 5 years. Now, how has sports statistics and analytics evolved over this time? Well, a few observations. During the last 10 instances of NESSIS, we've noted several evolutions. The types of research questions and their complexity has evolved. The implemented methodologies to address these questions has evolved. We see a lot of AI and regenerative AI, potentially randomized experiments. Growth of analytics into more and more sports. What started out in baseball and spread to basketball and soccer, and now a number of other sports. Increased interest broadly, and certainly at NESSIS. The first time we ran this symposium, it's about 110 registrants, so we've got about 20, double of that this year. Technological advances have revolutionized the availability and complexity of data. We see player tracking, sort of a standard thing these days, but not so many years ago, we didn't have the availability of such data. So there's opportunities for more informed and robust analyses, and a need for more refined and educated analysts. Professional teams have growing analytical teams. New England Patriots were one of the last holdouts. They now have an analytical group. How many here today from professional or sports organizations. Okay, good. And a corollary to that is that the roles of, say, managers and coaches has evolved. Sometimes from the, instead of making strategic decisions, it's more about managing personalities and players. But quoting Yogi Berra, the future ain't what it used to be. Here's how we'll defend the pick and roll. And I will then bring up my colleague and friend, Mark Glickman.
Hey, thanks, Scott. So just to kind of follow this rationale, I want to shift into a little bit about the comparison between NESSIS in 2007 and NESSIS in 2025. So here's what NESSIS looked like in 2007. This should look pretty familiar to all of you who are hanging around on the outside of the lecture hall. But there are some bits of information about the 2007 NESSIS that are probably worth mentioning, some of which Scott introduced you to. So 2007 NESSIS tended to be focused a little bit more on traditional statistical modeling of sports outcomes, including using methodology such as just ordinary regression, Poisson models, Markov chains, Bayesian models applied to baseball, basketball, football, soccer, and hockey. There tended to be much more of a focus on rules and strategy. So for some examples, if you were to go through the program from 2007, there was some work on intentional walks, home field advantage, passing versus running in football, batting last in baseball, and pole position in racing. And the data availability is completely different now than it was in 2007. So many of the talks, in fact, noted quite a limited amount of data that they were able to use. And this is still like in the 2000s. Whereas now, as you're going to see in the rest of the day, that there's quite a bit of machine learning and AI methods that are involved in the material that'll be presented. So for example, transformer models, random forest, XGBoost, neural networks, and causal inference with multi-agent models. You're also going to see a broader sports science and health set of applications. So digital health from wearables, modeling fatigue, physiological data, and then Gen AI for training. And as Scott mentioned, there's quite a bit now, and this has evolved over the last 10, 15 years, on tracking data and spatiotemporal modeling. So there's going to be heavy use of player and ball tracking data with applications to NBA, NFL, NHL, soccer, and as well as ultimate frisbee. Models for movement, passing value like XPV, pressing, skating styles, that's a little tongue twister, and turn angles. Just as a quick summary in a table, the data have changed since 2007, 2025, small samples versus rich tracking data. The methods are also quite a bit different, classical stats versus machine learning. And then the scope of the work that we saw in 2007 tended to be focused on in-game performance and strategy, where there's a lot more application in the conference this year, bringing in some economics and even fairness, as we're going to see, I think, in our first talk. And then in sports, the sports applications themselves tended to be pretty traditional in 2007, but now they're much more global because of just the pervasiveness of the interest in sports analytics. So we have applications to soccer, cricket, Formula One racing, ultimate frisbee, chess, and horse racing. It's also worth mentioning that we have, this started with Ben Baumer, who was here in 2007 presenting. I think you had to take a picture pretty quickly or else you'd miss him. And then here's Ben Baumer 2025. You'll note the resemblance, but there's still a big difference. So I want to finish up with a couple logistical issues. So first of all, I want to just remind you that there is a somewhat informal networking lunch that is spearheaded by Tom Federico. Could you raise your hand, Tom? Yeah, so Tom's over there. So just so you're aware, you've seen this through the emails, but if you don't have any plans for the lunch break between 1 and 2, feel free to join this meet and greet session, or not really session, just get together on careers in sports analytics. It's open to everybody in the conference. You can just show up. Those who are interested should just congregate outside the cafe, which is just right across the hall from the lecture halls. And again, thanks to Tom for taking the lead on this. After the conference is over, we're going to go to one of the elite Harvard institutions, Tasty Burger. So please join us afterwards to conclude what is hopefully a successful symposium. Please make sure you wear your ID badges when you go there. There may be some informal checking of badges. This is on 40 JFK Street. It's just a short walk into Harvard Square. This will be from basically 6:30 to 9:30. We told them to start bringing the food out at 6:45, so you can kind of time it that way. This is a good opportunity to connect with other NESSIS participants if you haven't had a chance to connect with them early in the day. And then there's going to be burgers, finger food, tater tots, onion rings, chicken nuggets, and there'll be a cash bar. We've already seen emails about a resume book. If you haven't sent in your resume but would like to, you still can. Please just email the NESSIS email address where you've been getting all your emails after the conference for us to collect a resume. For those of you who have submitted a resume and would like to fine-tune it and replace the old one, we're happy to do that as well. Also, for people who are in industry, if you would be interested in the resume book, talk to us about it and we can explain what's involved. So please do feel free to send in your resume. It'll be given to the sponsors, and if you're lucky, they will contact you. And this is available for people who are at NESSIS today. I wanted to mention that we could not function without our sponsors. So just to be clear, if we only relied on registration revenue, you guys would either go hungry or Scott and I would have to go into our life savings and pay for your food and this room and all the other niceties that come with running a conference. I want to give special thanks to our premium sponsor, Teamworks. Teamworks Intelligence is the leading sports analytics solution backed by a world-class team. This is true because one of their co-founders was a former Harvard statistics professor. A world-class team of data scientists, engineers, and product leaders. Their platforms deliver sports-specific predictive models and metrics that help teams tackle the most complex challenges in sports analytics. So keep them in mind for your sports analytics consulting. We also have a bunch of other event sponsors. I just want to acknowledge them as well. I'm going to list them in alphabetical order as we go down. So first of all, athletics, thank you. Also, Big League Advantage has helped sponsor us. The Red Sox have sponsored us as well. Cambridge Sports Analytics, Cleat Street, so we're going up to the C's, and that's it. We only actually accept sponsors that go up to the letter C. So if you're actually interested in sponsoring us and your name begins with D or later, you might have to change your industry's name. So I want to conclude with giving special thanks to make this conference work. First of all, I want to thank Kevin Rader, Jeffrey Zhou, Ethan Tan, Soham Gupta, who are going to be helping or have helped with registration and various conference logistics. Tom Federico for the networking lunch, so we appreciate that. You'll see Scott Yamaoka be wandering around with his camera. Smile for him. We want to have nice pictures to post on the conference website after we're done. But if you would prefer not to have your picture taken, please make sure you let him or one of us know so we don't post your picture. There are a couple people from the Harvard Statistics Department who are very essential in doing some of the logistics, including Dayanara Torres and Emily Palmer. We also have people that are making things like this room, this room and the next Science Center room helpful and set up well for you. So Emma Sosi, Brian McKeon, who's in the back room as the Wizard of Oz, Ron Cooper, and the whole Science Center prep room and facility staff. So we thank them. And then also want to thank Mike Zarin, Andrew Swift, Greg Matthews, Ryan McShane, and Brian McDonald for their parts in the conference as well, because they're helping out as well. The last group I want to thank is the Harvard Sports Analysis Collective, particularly for running the reception from last night, which hopefully some of you were able to attend. A couple other logistical issues that you should be aware of. If you need to go to the restroom, it is downstairs. If you're at the first floor area outside, there's a set of stairs that goes downstairs. The bathroom is at the bottom. Please wear your name tags all day. The food staff have explicit instructions, only serve people wearing this badge. If you're going to be posting anything to social media, please use hashtag NESSIS. If you need to connect to Wi-Fi, please follow the instructions that's in the program. They're fairly straightforward to get connected to the Harvard Wi-Fi. For poster presenters who haven't already done so, please set up your posters whenever you get a chance, possibly during lunchtime or earlier if you prefer. And if you don't have there are comb-forward backings that are already sitting on the easels. If you need these push pins, they're sitting at the registration desk. So you take a poster and then destroy it by putting pins in it so it attaches to the poster board. If you have any questions throughout the day, please find me or Scott. We're happy to answer questions for you. And I hope you enjoy the symposium. And as you'll discover if you haven't already, this plus this is what really is equal to NESSIS. So thank you very much and enjoy this symposium.